Hello, everybody. It has been a while since I posted a video, and I know that. And this isn't one of my ugly videos because I'm getting ready to go to bed, and this is my wall behind my bed. But I felt like it had been so long that I really needed to catch you guys up on what's been going on, where have I been, and when are we coming back. So we have, through all of this process of getting things accomplished and stuff, it's like we go forward, we come back a little, we go forward, we come back a little bit. And that's, financial, that's, everything in our lives, including our health and our mental health, but we steadily make progress all the time. And so we have been in one of these stages where we actually are doing really, really well, which is good, but at the same time, you're playing catch up, right? So, like, there's been so much stuff to get done, and it's all good, but at the same time, we're like chasing the rabbit or chasing the train, saying, wait, we're falling behind. So, anyway, and I know this is like a terrible video. The color is very, very drab, and I wish that I had a way of making some kind of background, and I should have a bright blue shirt on or whatever. But anyway, you know me, I just try to be authentic. So that's really what's been going on. We have been playing catch up. And like I said, it's all really good, but at the same time, it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of mental space, and but overall, in the 2 years that we've been here, and in January 1st, we will have been here 2 years exactly. And this is the best we've ever been. We're doing so well mentally. We're doing so well physically. And not that we don't still have challenges, we do. And we are doing so much better financially that life is actually starting to form. And when you have come from absolutely nothing and sleeping in a car, that is a big deal. But this is just the beginning of our goals, reaching our goals. I'm so, what's the word, elated that we finally topped the hill of so many struggles. And I'm adjusting to new work hours, and it really hasn't changed anything too much as far as what you know, the amount of work that I'm doing. But I'm adjusting to logging in, logging out. There's more responsibility. There's more things that I'm having to take responsibility for in this. But the extra money is a godsend. So it has been quite a while since we had a good Christmas, and we're not gonna like overspend and do like too much. We're always going to be frugal because we have goals to make, but this is the first year in probably 7 years that I have felt like I actually had money to spend on Christmas. So, and I promise you we will be frugal. But getting on with that, we are planning the holidays. So I want to drop something on you. We have decided that we're going to do Vlogmas, and Jamie's supposed to help. I hope he does so that I don't fail and I'm consistent. But that means that from the 1st of December, and I'm going to do some videos before then because I'm going to catch up on a few ideas that I've got, but from the 1st of December till Christmas, we're going to do about a 20-minute vlog to just show you what we're doing. And I may even start a little bit ahead of time because I'd like to at least get through, like the Thanksgiving time and just share what we're doing and what we're. And Jamie's got a birthday coming up. He's going to be a grand old 25. And for 6 months, him and Joe will be exactly the same age. So that's really, really cool. And so this is a really happy time for us. And So we do plan to do Vlogmas. Also, I just wanted to talk about something that's near and dear to me, because going into the holidays, I have a lot of family that I'm not connected with anymore, and a lot of you may have family that you're not connected with, and it doesn't make you stop loving. It doesn't, and if you're like me, yeah, I've not always been the best person, but I've made a lot of improvements, but I miss family in the holidays. But I want to encourage you to cherish your memories. I want to encourage you to not hide from the holidays or hate the holidays because they're not what they used to be. Sometimes you have to build around old traditions, and they may not be exactly what they used to be, but you can make them special. And last year, when we were going to put up a Christmas tree, we went to the dollar store, Dollar Tree, because they had little trees that were like $5. And I think they were 4 foot tall last year, I think. But when we got there, they were all gone. So we bought some green wrapping paper. It had little Christmas trees on it. And we bought a couple strands of lights and some garland. And we fashioned a green Christmas tree and just used push pins to create the Christmas tree on the wall. And then we hung the garland and the lights and used push pins to put it all up. We kept that precious little tree up till summer. It was, and we loved it, but we didn't really have money for gifts or anything, It was a really tight time. So this is actually a really precious time for us. Jamie has got a birthday coming up on the 23rd. And last week we took him to Walmart and he picked out an RC car. So I don't know how the dogs and the cats are going to like this when he's like driving his little RC car around. I think Joe is looking up some leap pad stuff on, my guys are 25 years old, but at the same time, a lot of things like Joseph lost a lot of things that he had saved his life. And Jamie, his big things were usually his toys got destroyed because he had a really traumatic childhood, and his toys and things would get destroyed a lot of times. And so he's lost a lot of things in that way, and it was traumatizing to him. So they're kind of leaning towards toys and fun stuff because, hey, it's been a long time since we did any fun stuff. I'm not even thinking about what I'm going to do. But anyway, we will get a few gifts and hopefully some clothes, which will be really, really nice. And then, people that I want to give to that I don't really know what they want or whatever, I'll probably send money. But you don't stop loving your family if they've passed away. You don't stop loving your family if you're estranged or you don't talk to them. Or, I've got some family members I haven't talked to in years, and I still love them and I still grieve over them. But I'm moving on, and I'm finding so much happiness and so much joy. And, I'm rebuilding, hopefully, some relationships. Because I have done the work. I really have done the work to, I've done the therapy, I've done the study, I've done the self-discipline to be a healthy person. So there's several things that I'd like to talk about here, and I've only went on like 10 minutes, but I feel like it's been forever. But I wanted to talk about also not only hanging on to your family traditions and your family, even though they may be gone from you. Light a little candle and put their name at the place setting if they've passed on. Do something to remember your loved ones, and don't be afraid to be a little sad. Don't be afraid to cry a little bit. If keep them close to your heart is what I'm saying. And but I also wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about neurodivergent holidays because we are highly sensitive, And you might be sensitive to smells, certain foods. You might be allergic to certain foods. Say, for instance, if you're allergic to dairy, that's going to affect your Christmas dinner. If you're allergic to, certain scents of candles, everything that you're highly sensitive about, or maybe it's just the smell of certain things, or it could be, maybe you just can't stand, certain things to touch you, or maybe you just don't want to go to the Christmas party because there's too many people. I want to try to encourage you that even though you have these like really, really heavy sensitivities, and they're so painful, and I really do understand that they're painful, and you may just want to just hide, but try to celebrate. Try to be happy and do that self-love thing. Do something for yourself. Buy something for yourself. If there's something that you just love to eat, buy that thing. Do something for yourself. And especially like if you're a mother and you're just always doing for other people, just remember to do something for yourself. And I'm that way. I would give up every penny that I have just to buy my loved ones stuff, or to give them money or whatever. I don't want anything in life. My treasures in this life are my kids, my daughter, my son-in-law, and Jamie and Joe. Those are my treasures. And other people would be my treasures as well if they chose to be, but they choose not to be. But especially Joe and Jamie and my daughter and son-in-law. They are my treasures. I don't want anything. I don't care about anything. I just want them to be safe and happy, and I want to rejoice with them when they rejoice, and sorrow with them when they sorrow, and be in their lives. Okay, so I'm going to get on past that before I'm crying all over myself. But if you're neurodivergent and you're highly sensitive, make sure that you have a special holiday. And we're going to help you do that through Vlogmas. So I'm going to tell a little story before I get off here. And it really did wake me up. And I've had so many things wake me up lately. But this... Okay, so I'm going to explain something we've been going through. When we got homeless, Jamie had already lost everything. We hooked up with Jamie because he was homeless, and at the time, he had just been kind of rescued out from under a bridge. He had been living under a bridge, which was really, really traumatic. What he went through was really, really hard. Joe and I were never... at least we had a car, but when we met Jamie, we had never actually been without a roof over our head or a bed to sleep in. We lived in the car afterwards, and my story, I was sick, Jamie was sick, we had a lot of things going on, but we just jumped in there and took care of each other, and Jamie was kind of like, he took on that protector thing. But long story short, because I want to speed through this. This is already getting on 15 minutes. But Joseph had lost everything that he had, toys, precious things, because we just up and left, and it wasn't ideal, but we didn't have the wherewithal to travel. It was like a 4-hour drive, I think it was, to where our things were in storage, and we didn't have the money, and we didn't have a place to put it. It was just like a really bad thing. So we ended up losing pretty much everything that we ever had. And Joe doesn't talk much. Joe has cerebral palsy, and he does talk, and he's capable of talking. He's capable of thinking complex thoughts. But we have been working with him because no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get him to agree to let me buy him anything. And he would tell me he wasn't ready to move on yet. So Joe has ongoing therapy weekly. We have a wonderful family therapist. And so we were all concerned because for some reason or other, and as much as I talked to him and the therapist talked to him, we really couldn't get to the bottom why he would always say no every time we wanted to buy him something. And but I worried that he was just holding on into the things that he had lost, because I remember he had a little teeny tiny warthog that he was so thrilled about, and I've always wanted to buy him another little tiny warthog like that. And so, long story short, he's getting better because we've talked to him and he's went to therapy, and he's thinking about things that he wants for Christmas. But he would tell me he didn't want to move on, and he didn't want to restart life. And it was just kind of confusing because he was nonverbal, completely nonverbal till he was 4, and because of his cerebral palsy and autism, he has a hard time putting into words what he wants to say. And sometimes what he wants to say comes out a little different than you'd have to kind of interpret it. So anyway, we do a lot of texting. So his sister sent him a book that we had in the family library, more or less. It belonged to her, and he would look at it a lot and everything. But she sent him this book, and literally he has slept. This book has been in his bed every single night. I'm going to cry again if I'm not careful. But this book has been in the bed with him every single night since she mailed it to him. It was so precious. He was so happy. But anyway, this story is really not about him, but it kind of leads up to him. So, tears wiped away. We were at Walmart. Now, I am kind of a rough talker. Sometimes I've had a history of saying, "Don't slam that door." I remember my grandpa doing that to me. I was getting ready to go. I walked through the living room. Bless his heart, he's been dead for a long time. But I walked through the living room when I was a little kid, and I was getting ready to go through the front door, and it had a screen door on it, and one of those springs, and it would slam. And about the time I got right to the door, he yelled after me and said, "Don't slam that screen door." And I'm like, he scared me to death. But anyway, I'm a little bit of a rough talker. And I don't even mean it that way. I don't mean to sound mean or loud or anything like that, but it kind of comes out that way. And sometimes Jamie will say, "Well, why'd you say it so mean?" And I'm like, I didn't mean to say it mean, but our tonality counts, the way we verbalize things, and how we say things, and especially the loudness or the look on our face, all of that counts, especially to a highly sensitive person. So we were at Walmart, and Joseph used to have a huge collection of like rubber bugs and snakes and stuff like that. And I was trying to get him to buy this little brown snake. I'd go get the little brown snake if I could. But anyway, it's just a little brown snake, right? It was about 2 foot long or whatever. And I was trying to get him to buy it. And he was just saying, "I just don't want to, Mom, And I don't want to force him. And this has been going on for a couple of weeks. And I don't want to force him because he has his own individual will. But I was holding the snake up, right, like this, and I was talking for the snake, and I was talking baby talk. And I was saying, "Oh, Joseph, don't you want to buy me? I don't want to stay at the store. I'm lonesome. Would you hand me the snake?"
Oh, Steve Irwin?
Mm-hmm.
Chris just called me young lady.
Why?
I don't know.
That was funny. That's funny. That's Jamie laughing. He's like Santa Claus. So this is the snake, right? One of his friends just accidentally called him young lady. If you could see him, he's 6'3", weighs nearly 280 pounds. He definitely doesn't look anything. He would be a really ugly young lady. So anyway, this is the snake, right? And I was holding the snake up to Joe. And Joe's used to me doing this. I've talked baby talk to my kids so much. But I was saying, "Joe, don't you want to buy me? I was so sad here at the store. I don't want to stay at the store all by myself. please buy me and take me home with you. Joe's looking at me like, you lost your mind. You're so silly. Because he's used to me doing goofy stuff like that. And I didn't even think about Jamie, right? And Jamie's been talked to really rough through his life. Well, just like he named the snake, Jamie named the snake Steve Irwin. So anyway, um, we went on through the store and we was doing some shopping. And I noticed Jamie was acting a little weird. And I said, honey, are you all right? What's wrong? And he said, I'm sad about the snake. And I said, why? And he said, you were talking for the snake and it made me feel so sad for the snake and I don't want to leave it behind. I don't want to leave it here at the store. And he explained to me because his toys got destroyed a lot when he was a kid, that he has this empath feeling, he doesn't want his toys to feel like they're lost, like the island of misfit toys. So this was like really a thing for him. It was so difficult. And I said, well, honey, it was only $1. Go back and get the snake. So he rushed back over to the toy aisle and got the snake. And he's been running around the house with Steve Irwin on around his neck. But anyway, so I went on for a couple of days. And then I realized, especially this morning, there was something happen. I'm trying to think what we were talking about. Oh, he said something about wanting to get gas because he's paranoid if the gas tank's not like absolutely topped off. And you have to realize Jamie's autistic and he's hypersensitive and he's got a lot of trauma and PTSD and all. So he had said something about wanting to top the gas tank off when we went to his birthday dinner because we're going to Golden Corral for his birthday. By the way, my work is paying for that. But, so he said that. And I said, there is no way that gas tank is empty. We just filled it up. And I was just being like serious and emphatic. But he took it that I was getting after him. And he's like, why do you get so upset? And I said, honey, I'm not upset. And then it just dawned on me. It was like a big light bulb went off in my head. And I said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel bad. So, yes, I don't think we need that much gas, but it's okay. And then it dawned on me, okay, so like I'm talking to him in baby talk, but his face just lightened up, he just got over it instantly. And I'm thinking later, okay, I can't go around talking to this 25-year-old guy like he's a baby. So what do? And I thought, you just moderate. You just talk softer and sweeter. And I started thinking and rolling it over in my head, all the people I've known in my life that just had a really sweet way of talking. And most of the time, now that I've been like purged of anger and purged of so many of my traumas and everything, gone through so much therapy and everything, and I'm actually like really happy. I mean, I'm not saying I don't have down days or days of grief or moments of grief or sadness or something like that, but for the most part, I'm really great. But so I am going to learn to moderate my tone so that I'm very aware that I don't, get that emphatic, harsh tone about me. But anyway, I just thought you guys might enjoy that story. And Steve Irwin will be a thing. And Jamie seems to think that he wants to start collecting rubber reptiles now. When we get our forever home, we plan to have a toy room. So, I hope you've enjoyed this little spot video. I've went on for 25 minutes, way longer than I planned to. But I wanted to throw this in here. And upcoming, we're going to have some videos and some vlogs, mostly vlogs. There might be a few highly sensitive videos that pop out of it if something comes to my mind, but we're going to do Vlogmas, and it's not going to be all about Christmas because we got a whole lot of things going on, but it'll be through the month of December, and you'll be seeing more of Jamie and so on. So, after all of that, I hope you enjoy this video, And we will see you all next time. Bye bye.